Howdy folks, Crix here, and welcome to Thoughts from the Inner Sphere, episode 52. 52 means we started this a year ago, if I've been doing one every week. Well, I guess that's a little bit of milestone, 1 year of me blabbering on. Now, let's just get on to what's this week's little episode. The Urbanmech, the lovable little trash can, the R2-D2 that could, or can. Or the little mech that can. Well, not a bad little mech for what it could designed to do. Now let's just delve into this little guy. Alright, the Urbanmech. 30 tons of metal. Just nasty little bugger that will chase you down and destroy... Oh, wait. Sorry. Sorry. You run away from... Alright. Gotta carry it with her. Alright, the Urbanmech, 30 tons. It's a 2-3-2. Yes, you heard me right. If you've never played against an Urbanmech, it's a 2-3-2. It's got jump jets. Alright. Hey, it's a light mech. Why not have jump jets? Alright, it carries 96 points of armor, so it's almost maxed out. It's about 10 points short, somewhere in there. So it's almost have maximum armor. I think 105 might be, maybe 9, somewhere in there. Okay, carries 1 AC-10 in the right arm, with 1 ton of ammo in the right torso, 1 small laser in the left arm, and 2 jump jets in the center torso. This guy can just get up and go. He can fly. Alright. If you've never used an Urbanmech, why not? Hey, you gotta have one in your collection someplace, or if you haven't picked one up, go out and get it. Make use of it. Okay, maybe you haven't already. Alright, this mech, you don't see a lot of it in action. Just for the sheer reason is it's slow. And you got assault mechs that are faster than this thing. You know, most assault mechs, they're running around as a 3, you got a 3 movement there, 3-5, or a 3-5-3 or something of that nature. But an Urbanmech's only a 2-3-2. Now, that kind of tells you what is its whole usage is kind of hint. It's in the name, the Urbanmech. Used for urban environments. If you try to use this thing in an open terrain someplace, open map where everybody's kind of like, let's just move out of range and just pummel it to death. And because this thing running is only going to have 1 modifier, all right? It's not going to be something that's going to be sheer terror in it or hard not to hit. You're going to just pummel this thing into pieces if it's out in the open. Now, where this thing excels is urban terrain. Now, if you play in a game where you got a lot of urban terrain, buildings everywhere, no line of sight but down a street, that way, that is where this thing is going to excel. And you're basically going to use this thing as an ambush mech. All right, you're going to hide someplace down an alleyway, a small block someplace, and when a mech of certain lineage comes around the corner, kind of oh, what? And this thing will pop out and give it some AC-10 love. And with the 2 jump jets, it can get up to a level 2 building, or clear a small building, or just get on top of the building, moving around. Yeah, it does the job. If you find yourself looking to destroy things really, fast, to have something that's going to move moving around, getting behind something, it's going to move, jump here, like a spider or something, this is not the mech, all right? And typically with the battle value on this guy, it's not that high either. So it's not going to be something that you're going to really have to worry about. Now, you might be able to run a couple of these guys in a lance for, let's say, you run them with a fire starter or a Vulcan or something of that nature. And if you're going into an environment where you're going to be facing down a lot of infantry or something, this thing could be kind of an escort in an urban environment. Or, like I said, an ambush mech. And typically when I ever use an Urbanmech, it is in an ambush mode where I'm just looking for the right moment where it's going to pop out and pop a few rounds down range and then try to hide someplace again. Dive out, drive back and forth kind of deal, where expose yourself, shoot, back and forth. Now, one thing you don't have to worry about with this mech, I forgot to mention one thing. It has 11 heat sinks. And with the autocannon and that small laser, let's say you're looking at 3, 5, not very much heat at all. Maybe 6. Just that was one thing I've always wondered about this mech. Why does this thing have 11 heat sinks? Is this thing ever going to heat up? No. Why are you running around with 1 ton wrapped up in a heat sink when it could be used for like another medium laser or something, or another ton of ammo? Because there's been times when, I've ran out of ammunition with this thing. Just because running, popping off of round here, back and forth out of an alleyway or someplace, and then I run out of ammo, and then you're running around with a 30-ton mech sitting with a small laser. And if you got rid of that one heat sink and put another ton of ammo in this thing, that's gonna more of a logical thing to do. Now let's just take a quick look at a variant, which God forbid, I had no reason why would they do this, but we're talking about House Lyle. And House Lyle has one version where they take this thing and upgrade the AC-10 to an AC-20. I can understand, you're running around with 1 ton of ammo with this thing, you get 5 shots, you're not expecting it to live much longer than that, maybe. And hit somebody with an AC-20, okay, you're gonna dishing out some love to somebody in the hard, heavy cannon way. But I'm more inclined to go the opposite direction, maybe. Alright, let's just delve into some variants that I've used with this thing before. And think of this as the Urbanmech Solaris mech. Okay, we did this before we played Solaris, where you couldn't use anything but light mechs in the campaign of the and I brought an Urbanmech. Alright, what I did was, with this thing, I took the Urbanmech, left it as a 3-2-3-2, downgraded the AC-10 to an AC-5, and with that AC-5, with that extra tonnage, I gave it a medium laser and 5 machine guns. Yep, 5 machine guns. Which then I learned after running Solaris for a while, it's like, maybe guys were running around with their light mechs like spiders and stuff. But when you connected up with them, they knew it. And you never worried about heat with this thing, either way with the design. And I realized, you know what? That would make a really good anti-infantry Urbanmech. Alright, you lose a little bit for the autocannon, so you're gaining a little bit more range with 5 less damage, but with 5 machine guns on this thing, infantry kind of gets shredded. So if you come up with an infantry hugging a building someplace or hidden in there, and you open up on them, it's like love at first sight right there. And it was another variant that I liked using with my Urbanmech. But other than that, there's really not much other use that I've ever found for the Urbanmech than taking it into a city and then hiding in a city. That's where it excels at. And most games, you're never going to ever see one of these things unless somebody specifically uses it in the game, the campaign or something. Or you get a scenario where you're going into a city and You might run it if you have somebody that's really crazy and they got 4 of these, 4 Urbanmechs as a lance. Yeah, the battle value is pretty cheap, so you can bring a bunch of these things. But like run them in conjunction with some like scorpion tanks or some goblins or something of that nature. They work really good with some in conjunction with tanks and infantry. That's where they really excel at, is combined arms in that way. So if you're really curious, or you have some other ways you like to run the Urbanmech, let me know. Put it down below, and hopefully we'll see something different about it. Alright? We'll talk to you later. This is Hellcracks.